She's your mother, and you're the man beside her. Here's how to support her without stepping on anyone's toes. Hi, my name is Jesse. This is going to be a spicy one with many different opinions, I can tell already. How to back her up without getting in the middle. That might be difficult for many of you out there. However, here's some tips and tricks on how that's done. Before I get into any of that though, I want to invite you to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's super easy. Hit the subscribe button down here and then hit all. And what all does is it allows all of my content to be available to you. If this is you on the 100th episode, welcome. All right, let's get into this because this one was a bit of a teaser when I started. Ask what support looks like to her. Don't assume, ask, and then adapt. This can be a fine line that you walk. This could be a really fine line that you walk because you don't want to insult your mother, but you also don't want to insult your wife. There might be some time in here where you got to do an intervention, and the intervention might be that within the dynamics of your family, there might be some clarity and some boundaries that need to be drawn around exactly what is going on. For instance, if there is some clarity to be drawn around a particular subject, like, let's just say, for example, your mother likes to claim that her age is 50 instead of being 60 or 70. And what happens for a child is they don't know why you have chosen another number other than the fact that they see it as, well, that doesn't make sense to me. But then the mother who's declared that has said, well, this is okay to tell people that my age is 55 versus 69. That might not work in your family because according to the things that go on in your family, that might look like there's a lie. It's okay to lie about your age. Wherein for your mother, it might be that she is not comfortable and not confident to talk about their age. Therefore, they want to be younger. Now, I get it. There's many women out there that talk about themselves being younger and they want to be younger and they ought to be younger and talking that into existence and the intent behind all of that. If it means, though, that there's a child that gets involved with that and doesn't really understand that that is not something that they can do in their family when it comes to their age and their own practicality, their own ability to understand what that means, it may come off that if the child were to try that with another individual, it would look like they were lying. So that's something of an example to be cognizant of. And I wanted to share that with you. Back her in public, talk in private. This is so important for blended families. So important. Unity first, adjustments later. You can be as fiery and as upset as you want about how your husband or wife has delivered a conversation to your mother-in-law. Do not adjust. Do not condescend or be patronizing. Talk to her in private or pull her aside and say, hey, listen, can we have a conversation, please? I want to talk about something. Be discreet about it. You want to see a fiery argument? Do you want to see a real blow up or explosion? Do you want to see you not come across as a united front and have a real dirty laundry episode in front of your mother-in-law about a subject of which you're not comfortable with? You want to really see that blow up in your face? Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And for those of you who have tried this and done this, I want to ask you something. Are you addicted to chaos? Are you addicted to the way it feels to have a disruption or an argument about something like this emotionally? Or is this just something that's normal for you? See, I ask those questions because I want you to be able to witness and realize yourself and what that means. To be able to, in real time, make a shift because you're cognizant about what you're doing. Don't be the enforcer. Be the anchor. Stability wins over strategy. Yes, it does. If you're the enforcer, if you're being punchy, if you're throwing the, you better do this, or whatever my wife says, you better do what my mother says, or it's not going to bode well for you, or don't do that, just like my mother said, don't do that, just like my wife said, whatever the argument is or whatever the side is, I'm advising you, highly advising you, to not be the big enforcer here unless it is something of which your wife really wants you to back up. But you don't have to be the bully about it. You can be there to back her up and be polite about it and be firm about it, but you don't have to be the bully and the enforcer. That is called manipulation, and that's not cool. On the other side of it, if you are taking the side of your mother-in-law, and you're cognizant about how the conversation is going, again, do not be a bully, and don't use words that are patronizing. Avoid using things like, this is what we've always done, and this is how we've done it, always. Avoid words like that. This will get you into a whole world of heck. Hurt. Comment, I've got her back. Whatever side you're on here, I've got her back. If you're learning to support without overstepping, sometimes you just got to let a conversation go between a mother-in-law, a wife, a sister-in-law, whatever it is, to see what it is. You do not need to step in every one of them. You do not need to. Weigh it out. Be there as support. Maybe it's just your presence as stability that is all that is needed. And you know what? If you make the decision not to interfere and the conversation rolls along and you get flack afterwards, be okay with that, man. Be okay with that. You made a decision not to interfere. It was their conversation, their business. And if that feels like a cop-out to whomever you're talking to and discussing it with, let them know that it wasn't clear. It wasn't a clear enough conversation for you to be able to discern whether or not it was something you needed to jump into. But also, I don't want you to be cowardly, and I don't want you to leave your wife in the muck if it is one of which you really need to jump in and be there as support. Or be there to be brutally upsetting to your mother or mother-in-law. That's not what this is about. You can be there as the steady Eddie and the stable guy and still make this happen. I want you to be able to discern this. This is something that I have been working on for the longest time, and I'm going to admit to you, it is difficult. It is difficult in some moments to be able to know exactly what the right answer is. But I'm telling you, I'm learning there with you on what this looks like. I am sharing reflections on what I feel works best given the specific conversation and whatever is going on. All right. If you want to know more about what this could look like for you, I would love to chat with you about it. Going to thevaliantlifestyle.com and booking that 30-minute discovery call is all it'll take. And maybe you've got questions that have come up and go, oh, this just happened to me on a family outing. What do you think I should do? Or this is what I did. Let's hear about it. I want to hear about it. Okay, we'll We'll talk to you soon. Let's do this.